Let's be honest. Cross-dressing is wrong. And before you click away, before you get angry, before you think I've completely lost my mind, stay with me for a minute. Because what I believe is wrong is not what you think. What I believe is wrong is the word itself, cross-dressing. Because hidden inside that word is an assumption that has created confusion, shame, misunderstanding, and discrimination for centuries. The assumption that there are clothes for men and clothes for women. And what if that assumption is wrong? Completely wrong, in fact. Well, if we haven't met before, my name is Maria, and I work as a confidence coach for cross-dressers and their partners. And over the years, I've had hundreds of conversations with people exploring their feminine side, struggling with shame, secrecy, self-acceptance, relationships, identity, and confidence. And one thing I keep noticing is this. Sometimes the biggest limitations are hidden inside the words we use. So today I want to challenge one of the most common words in this community, the word cross-dresser. Let's think about it logically. What does cross-dresser actually mean? It means someone who wears clothes associated with the opposite gender. And we used to use this word especially for men wearing feminine clothes. Sounds simple enough. But let's look closer. Who decided which clothes are for men and which clothes are for women? Who made those rules? There are really clothes that belong to one specific gender? Clothes are genderless. We give meaning to clothes. And you know, when we examine history closer, we discover something fascinating. Many of the things that now we consider women's clothes were not women's clothes at all when they were created. Originally, they were, in fact, for men. Take high heels. You know that high heels were invented for men by men? Most people don't know this. You know, especially those men who ride horses, they used high heels to feel more secure, more stable, to put the feet in the stirrups. You know, the heel was perfect to fit there. So that was created for them. Later, the aristocratic men in Europe adopted them. Kings wore heels, military officers wore heels, powerful men wore heels. And they were never questioned. No one told them, you look like a female, you look like a woman. No, not at all. Because culture had not yet decided that heels belonged to women. That's the thing. The meaning changed. The shoe didn't. Let's take another example. Skirts or dresses. In many cultures around the world, men have worn garments that look exactly like what we call dresses today. We have the Scottish kilt, traditional robes across the Middle East, garments worn in India, ancient Greek tunics, Roman clothing. For most of human history, men wearing flowing garments was completely normal. Nobody questioned their masculinity. Nobody suggested they had a problem. Nobody said they were crossing into another gender. Because again, the clothing didn't change. Our interpretation changed. And that raises a very important question. If a skirt is masculine in one culture and feminine in another, what exactly are we talking about when we call someone a crossdresser? This is where it becomes personal, because many people in this community have spent years, sometimes decades, their whole life, feeling shame, feeling broken, feeling different, feeling like they must hide because something is wrong with them. And I wonder how much of that suffering begins with the idea that they are doing something wrong. Not because they are hurting anyone, not because they are dangerous, not because they are bad people, but because they are somehow violating a social rule that somebody created long before they were born. Rules about fabric, about colors, about styles. Rules about what a man is allowed to wear and what a woman is allowed to wear. That makes no sense. Personally, I believe many people carry shame that does not belong to them. And that shame begins when we stop questioning assumptions. Now, I am saying labels are always bad? No. Labels can help us find community, can help us communicate. Labels can help us feel understood. But labels should serve us. We should not become prisoners of them. What matters is not the label. What matters is the human being behind it. The heart, the story, the emotions. The courage it takes to be honest with yourself. The confidence it takes to accept yourself. The kindness with which you treat yourself and others. Those things matter infinitely more than what the section of clothing store an item came from. And this is actually one of the reasons why I created my free community. A place where people can explore these conversations openly, respectfully, and without judgment. A place where people can connect with others who understand. And if you would like to go even deeper, I recently opened my Patreon. It's a private space where I share deeper reflections, teachings, and resources around confidence, self-acceptance, relationships, feminine expression, and personal growth. And you will find all the links below. If that resonates with you, please join us. And now, I would love to hear from you. If the term crossdresser is not the best word for you, what word would you use instead? Do you prefer feminine man, gender non-conforming, dual expression, or something else entirely? Or maybe just this word is okay for you. I'm genuinely curious because I really feel sometimes uncomfortable when I call my community crossdressers, when I introduce myself as a confidence coach for crossdressers. So leave your answer in the comments. Let's have a respectful conversation around that. If that video made you think differently, please subscribe, like, share with someone who might need to hear it. Help me continue creating content for this community. Help me expand this message of love and respect. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your courage. And most importantly, thank you for being yourself. I see you in the next video.